Hey guys. So just a precursor. That is a little cave that I made for Charlie using a yoga mat under the blanket. Charlie's not here right now, but um, okay. Now that that's out of the way, so today was a pretty good day. Pretty good day. Uh, it's been a lot of fun being on this uh, journey. So let's just get right into it. So this is a vlog series uh, to share my progress every day towards my goals. The basic plan is every day to take one step towards each of my goals, as many of those goals as possible, as consistently as possible. Um, and I'm going to be making some changes to the series just to improve it a little bit. Make it more interesting for you guys, but also useful for me too. But I'll get into that in a bit. So just to get right into my progress for the day. So Well, actually, before that, I'm revising my goals, at least the ones I'm going to be talking about on this vlog series. Ultimately, the goals are not changing. That's something I'm always wary of these days is changing my goals too often. But that's not what's happening here. I'm just not going to be talking about one of them, which is regarding the company that I have with my sister. Going to keep that completely separate and just focus on the two goals that are my own, like my own. So, I wanted to, I believe that goals for me need to be very visceral. I need to be able to really, really even just thinking of the goal itself needs to really motivate me. In the past vlogs, I've been saying, oh, my fitness goal or things like that, and that's not exactly how I phrase it in my own notes, but still could be a lot more visceral. So, today what I did was I actually, for my fitness goal, the most visceral thing that I could think of to do, the way I could make it the most visceral for myself, was to actually have GPT take my most recent photo from today. And I prompted it to give me essentially a lean fighter figure. So in essence, or in exact terms, the V shape, leaner, overall a little bit bigger, and a little less tangible, but still tangible, agile and powerful. But I think that's all really well encapsulated in this, photo that I have, and I'll share that. I think probably tomorrow. I'll have kind of a nice UI to show you guys, to show the progress as I talk through it. But then the second goal is more viscerally stated, to be able to build things that help people, including myself, full time, while no longer having to worry about, money issues, or money in general, rather. And that includes, having no debt. I have quite a bit of debt. And, having a growing income / assets. Okay, so there's still improvements to be made there, but I'm pretty happy with those restated goals. They're definitely more visceral for me, and it's good enough for now. So now just to get into the progress. So for the looking like a lean fighter goal, let's see, today, when I woke up, I was really craving McDonald's breakfast. I've been honestly craving that for the last few weeks, but yesterday I had a good eating day. So this morning, I successfully resisted my temptation to eat McDonald's breakfast, and told myself that I will at least wait until I reach a meaningful milestone. Waiting. Happy that I successfully resisted that temptation. I definitely feel very good about that. And going hand in hand with that, I went down to 177 from 180.2 yesterday. So that's 2.8 pounds. And I had a good run where it was tough enough that around the middle I started to wonder, should I actually just take it a little bit more easy and slow down, or maybe stop here? But I kept on going, focused on good form, on truly running. I was running on the treadmill, so it's important to really focus on actually running, and focused on making sure to get that I'm getting as much as I can out of the actual activity of running as possible. So not just the short-term benefits of actually the cardio, but improving my form so that way future runs are better, and more fun, right? Which will ensure that I do it more often, which is great. The stats there, I ran 3.62 miles at around a 7.1 mile per hour pace. Went up to 7.2 for the last 3 minutes, I think. I ran for a total of 30 minutes and 43 seconds. Then overall today, ate really high protein, basically no carbs except for the yuca this morning. A tiny bit of yuca fries, along with rotisserie chicken. So yeah, really good day for that goal. Now I am tracking my weight. I am taking videos every day of myself kind of spinning 360. My desire is to cut that all together, make that into a really long time lapse, where you can see my progress. I think that'll be pretty cool. Tracking my weight is a really easy way. It's definitely not the most specific way, but it is an easy way to get a sense of my directional progress. So that's really motivating. Then for the goal of being able to build things that help people, including myself, full time, and while no longer having to worry about money. Made some upgrades. The step that I took today for that was I made some upgrades to the vlog. I am gonna improve the titles for the videos, and made the goals more visceral. I think that's also going to be more interesting for you guys. And then I'll be building something, like I mentioned before. I have an idea to build something that will allow me to catalog my wins for each of my steps for each of the goals that I have, each day, which I can then share here. But it's also useful for me to just it's really nice for me to be able to see all of that. I already have it in a spreadsheet, but um, you know, now that I think about it, maybe I don't need to create something if I already have it in a spreadsheet. Um, Maybe there's other things I could spend my time on. Um, but yeah, I'll think about that. Either way, I want to have something to show you guys, so I may end up still building that. Um, and that goes along with my philosophy of building more things for yourself, for myself. So kind of one of the only thoughts that I had today that I wanted to share was, I've been looking for ways to make more long-term investments. I don't mean money investments. I mean like investments in myself wherever I can, to improve my life. From investing in my running form so that I have better runs in the future, right? But this actually came up because I was thinking about Charlie and how I want to have more bonding time with Charlie, and I've always wanted Charlie to be more more comfortable with physical affection. He's a British short hair, and while not all British short hairs are like this, he definitely likes to be close but not too close. And he doesn't like to be pet for too long. Sometimes he does. I'm very mindful of his boundaries and things like that. But overall, I would like him to be a more cuddly cat, and I'm starting to train him to go on my lap and with treats and things like that. So let's see how that goes. I think it'll be a great improvement to our relationship. So that's kind of a funny way that came about, that thought of making more long-term investments. But I think that's a really good general thought for myself to always keep in mind. So I have something on deck for the iPad app that I've been building, that I'm going to save for tomorrow. But overall, a very good day. All right, talk to you guys later.